Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to my channel. Unless you're new, then welcome. My name is Karen and this is my 9-month update after having a spinal fusion. If you haven't watched my 6-month update, please do go check it out. This channel's dying as much as I'm trying. As a quick refresher, I ended up going to the emergency room at the end of October and needed a spinal fusion because I had a large herniated disc centrally compressed on multiple nerves. This was in the L4/L5 area. The L4 disc was removed because it was a flat concrete pancake. So I've got rods and screws holding me together, baby. And to add to that fun, the entire lower half of my spine is degenerated. So if you were to look at it on an x-ray, that entire half would be dark gray. That's not good. My fusion was a major surgery. It took 5 hours to complete. And on average, full recovery takes between 9 and 12 months. However, the fusion itself takes 2 years to fully complete, which means I get a full year to continue stressing out that I'm gonna ruin the fusion. So I have reached the 9-month point. I have no idea if I'm fully recovered though, because I'm not supposed to see the neurosurgeon again until September. But here is where I'm at right now. Remember my last update when I was working on bending over? I can do that now. With ease. I'm able to pick things up off of the floor, no problem. Picking up after my dog isn't as awkward. But sometimes I do stress about it. I think there's always going to be this stress that resides inside of me that I'm going to ruin my fusion at some point, because I was told a horror story from an old coworker of mine who had a fusion. I think hers was L5-S1, and like she went through the full recovery, and then one day something happened and she couldn't move and she had to have another spinal fusion. So yeah, I wish she didn't tell me that. Number 2, I'm able to lift things more than 5 pounds. Yeah. I know I can lift at least 10 pounds on my own, and related to that, I'm back at the gym. I am trying to make a video about returning to the gym, so you'll likely see a video about that journey. I just don't know when. But once I knew I was comfortable enough to go back to the gym, I decided to return to using weights, not only to work on the strength, but also my weight loss. I am using light weights, don't worry. In terms of how my body is moving, one habit that I can't seem to kick is how I get out of bed, because again, I'm just worried that I'm gonna do something wrong and tweak my back. So I'm still rolling onto my side and then using my arms as support to push myself up and then get out of bed. It works. It still feels very awkward, you know, even at this point of my progress, but I don't know. I'm just scared. I'm trying not to be, but I'm scared. If you haven't seen my walking series, I've been working on increasing my endurance as well as walking more than 20 minutes. As of a few days ago, I was able to walk for 45 minutes without stopping. That's the important part. Like, you know, I was able to increase how long I walk for, but I kept stopping, and that's how I was able to keep going. But this was the first time I walked 45 minutes and I didn't stop, and it was amazing. And I think it's the longest walk I've done so far. I did like 4,370 steps, and I think that's the most amount of steps I've done in one go. In terms of the pains that I would feel while I was walking, I actually haven't noticed any hip pain or sciatic pain. However, I'm still having issues with my right foot that experienced severe drop foot. It's still weak, I'm working on it, but it's this really weird sensation where I can't really feel my foot as I'm walking. So you know how like when you're walking, you know, doing it properly, you're gonna roll through your foot? That won't happen. It kind of, you know, it wobbles, it goes to the outside. It also feels like I have a small cinder block on my foot. So it's something that's just there that I lift up and put down. It is the strangest sensation. I also struggle to walk in a straight line. I keep noticing that I tend to swerve when I walk. I just like move from side to side like I'm drunk or something. I don't know, it's just another thing to work on. But in general, the right side of the body, including the right foot, is weaker than the left. I've been working like crazy on that, and I have seen great improvement, but you know, it's there. Oh, remember when I struggled to cross my legs in order to put socks and shoes on? I can actually do it, yeah! There's still a lot of tightness in the right hip socket. There's a little bit in the left, but I'm able to cross my legs and put my socks on and my shoes on, which is a significant improvement. I thought I'd never be able to do that again, but now I can. It's great, and I should probably work on stretching. And speaking of stretching, the left calf muscle is still tight. It's not as much, but it's still there, and I still struggle to walk on my left leg when I get up out of bed in the morning. It sucks. And now as of last week, my right calf muscle has tightened up. I don't understand what is going on with my legs. Thankfully, the tightness in my right calf muscle isn't a lot. It's not that significant, but it's significant enough that when I get out of bed in the morning, I can't really walk on either of my legs for a good few minutes, so I have to waddle. I'm not showing you. I did mention that I was going to see a physiatrist about my left leg. That actually happened a couple days prior to filming this video. I went through an EMG. It sucked. So EMG stands for electromyography, and it means, hold on, it measures muscle response or electrical activity in response to a nerve stimulation of the muscle. The best way to describe what I went through is that I had 2 series of tests for both legs. And the first one was like sending shocks through my legs. And when I actually felt the shocks, they went up through my head. It was the creepiest feeling and sensation. But most of the time I didn't really feel anything. And when that happened, it was like somebody was like lightly flicking my skin. And I knew something was wrong when that happened. The second one was taking a needle and putting it on various different points of my legs and my lower back. When I could feel the needle, that was one of the most uncomfortable pains I have ever experienced. And I hate the fact that I have a high tolerance for pain, because this ranged from feeling like something was burning me to having severe cramps. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. The prognosis after the EMG was that I have chronic nerve damage, and the physiatrist thinks that I should have epidurals to deal with what's going on, but he doesn't want to start those until September because I am going to Disney World next month. So he's like, let's see how you do. And then after that, we'll reconvene. I don't know how I feel about getting an epidural. My mom said that her friend gets that and it really helps her, but I'm not exactly in severe pain. It's just annoyance and discomfort. Like, I'm managing to function, I'm managing to live. It sucks. I don't know. I guess I'll see how I do at Disney World and then figure it out from there. But like, the thought of getting an epidural also scares me. To be continued. Connected to the legs, I am still experiencing numbness. I have numbness in the upper left leg, which I feel should have been gone by now, but if I have chronic nerve damage, it makes sense while it's still there. I have numbness in my lower left legs as well as both of my feet. However, the day today that I'm filming this video, my right foot is doing something funky. There's tingling going on. There's a possibility that nerves are waking up and I'm able to wiggle my toes more than ever before. The best way to describe the sensation of my right foot, the one that had the drop foot, and this is how the doctors knew that I had severe drop foot, is that when I went into the emergency room, it felt like there was an extremely tight rubber band wrapped around all of my toes. And I kept telling people, there's a rubber band around my toes. What's around my toes? And everyone's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Over time, that sensation has lessened, but it is a really weird feeling. I don't like it, and I'm waiting for the day that it goes away. However, according to the physiatrist, my big right toe is really, really weak, and that's connected to the L5, he said. So he told me that when it comes to the numbness, I'm already aware from the neurosurgeon that it takes a year for all the numbness to go away, specifically in the feet. And the physiatrist said, it's going to take that amount of time, or it might not go away at all. And if there's, that nerve damage going on, the big toe is related to the L5, might be like that forever. It could be worse. I'm trying to look at it in a positive light because I am still able to walk. I'm still able to function at this point. I have a lot of fear that things are going to go downhill later in life. I don't want to think that way, but anxiety. But right now I am okay, and the issues that I have, they're just inconveniences. I'm able to function day to day in my life despite them. I'm able to, work around them. As for my back, that is going really, really well. I'm really grateful for that. The only time that I feel pain is when I'm bending over for too long. It is a great reminder to continue working on my transverse abs exercises. So I'm trying to be very conscious about keeping those muscles strong, but I have moments where my posture, it has gone back to being straight, which is great, but then it'll slack and it'll just, slump down a little bit. And I don't want that to happen too much. I always worry about that, setting me back, because over the years, my posture has just gotten so bad. And I see how that has, contributed to the back problems I've had throughout my life and throughout my career, as a dancer and as a performer. Okay, I think that's everything. But if I've missed anything that you're curious about, feel free to ask in the comment section down below. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'll definitely be doing a 1-year update in a few months. Oh my gosh, I'm coming up to 1 year. That's crazy. Okay, see you all next time. Bye.